What's going on, people? Welcome to Live Palace News. We are back. It is Monday, the 27th of May. We haven't entered June, but we have a potential medical complete. And on top of that, ownership discussions. As always, if you do enjoy it, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe and let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And as always, let us know if you have any questions and are watching the stream live. Put a Q and a dot before your question, and we will answer them towards the end of the show. Today, the main topic is going to be about the ownership. Of course, as you can see from the title, could Steve Parish buy out Texas shares? We'll be discussing that based on a report that's come out today, and also an update on our new centre half that's going to be coming in. Objective for the likes, 200. Can we hear it? Let's see. It's up to you guys. It's up to you guys. Of course, if you enjoy it, make sure to hit the like button. Patrick. How you been, man?
I'm good, D. How you been, mate?
I'm good. You've been enjoying the off season? I was gonna say pre-season. It's not pre-season, is it?
Yeah. You know me. I'm there for you during the season, but when the season's over, I need to disappear, mate. I need a break from Palace. But yeah, I'm here today because you asked me. But you know me, I'm not a speculation guy. But go ahead.
You say that, but surely when it comes down to Palace right now, surely you do want to talk about Palace, no?
No, I don't. Unless it's a confirmed confirmed news. I told you I don't do speculation. So confirmed news, no problem. We sign a player, definitely. Holding the shirt up, whatever. I'm there for you. But anything else, bro? I can't be asked. That's just me. I mean, everybody else can do it. I don't have a problem. I don't have time for it. I got a life outside of Palace. You know what I mean? So yeah, how it works.
Yeah, I do as well.
By the way, Tim, happy Memorial Day, mate. Happy Memorial Day. All the US fans watching. Happy Memorial Day today.
So what? So we have bank holiday in the UK. Of course, I don't have the privileges of that because I'm not in the UK. And then you have Memorial Day as well today. Okay, so I guess it's all around everyone. Yeah, it's off work.
Real quick. Shout out. 11 years ago today, I was at Wembley with my son watching Palace get promoted to the Premier League, the Watford match. I was there. Today's the anniversary.
11 years.
11 years today, bro. Yeah, it's all over.
So now we can't say that we've been in the Premier League for 10 years. Is it now 11 years?
Exactly. 11 going on 12. Yeah.
10 sounds great. 10 sounds great. It rolls at the time. Now it's 11 years. Yeah, even more pressure to deliver. But look, let's get started with the news. And it's of course about ownership, which I'll be honest, I was not expecting at the start of the off-season to talk about an ownership model because I thought it would just be mainly about the players. But here we are, and the latest news is from Patrick's favorite source is about Alan Nixon's coming from Alan Nixon. Is that Palace's Steve Parish could take Texas shares if he could find the cash or discovers a new backer. But most importantly, Josh Harris and Blitzer may also take an interest, but they seem content with their current status right now with the amount of shares that they own. We'll talk about Parish in a bit more detail, but Harris and Blitz, I think that's the most realistic when you look at who could take over Texas shares. What's your thoughts about them being content with their status right now? Are you surprised that they might not be willing to take on more shares?
Not surprised at all. So I did a little research, D, when you texted me about doing the show. So I took a look at Blitzer and Harris's holdings and their net worth. So Blitzer's net worth is 2.2 billion. This is dollars, by the way, not pounds. Harris is around 7.7 billion. So they have the money. They both have, they both have an 80% share each or stake each in Palace. There's also a guy, by the way, named Robert Franco, South African investor, who has 5%. I never heard of him until today, which is interesting.
Well, yeah, he got, I can't remember what year, but he just made an appearance, and there's nothing about him as well. We can't even find, I can't anyways. Exactly. I don't know if you can, but I think he's South African, right?
He is South African. He's in a company called Kloof Capital. Maybe Tim knows about it. It's an investment service. So who knows? Maybe Tim knows more about it than we do. But basically, the reason why I don't think Harris and Blitz are interested, because Harris, as I'm sure everybody knows, he owns the 76ers over here in America, the Devils, the hockey team, obviously 76ers, the basketball team, the Washington Commanders. He bought them for $6.6 billion as part of a group, the Washington Commanders football team. And then Blitzer owns Brethren, a football team in Belgium, Augsburg in Germany, ADO Den Haag, which is in Holland, and he also owns, I didn't even realize, he owns a part of a baseball team, Cleveland Guardians. So they both have interest above and beyond Palace. I just don't see them wanting to add more unless Parish can convince them to do it. Because honestly, as far as money, they have the money to do it. But as far as the time and interest, I just don't see it, honestly.
Yeah, and it seems like they're happy right now with Parish running the club. I mean, they don't need to get more shares or become majority, etc. I think they're just happy with Parish running the show. And let's talk about Parish quickly. We've mentioned him before, but it will be. I personally, despite this news, I find it very hard for Parish to take over Texas shares because I just don't think he's got the capital. But the report does say if he does find the cash. But for you, Patrick, do you see a situation of Parish taking over? For me, Harrison Blitzer seemed like they're happy. If they were going to take the shares, it'll be them. I don't really see it being Parish. For you?
So I did a little research on that. It's hard to find information about Parish. This is in pounds. Parish apparently has like a 45 million net worth. Textor has like a 1 billion. I cannot see any way Parish can afford to buy. Remember, Textor had 45% with the most percentage of any of the owners. I can't see how Parish will raise the money unless he finds another, I'm going to call it a patsy like Textor, to basically give him the money and say, here's the money. I still have, golden share, blah, blah, blah. I can't see it. Honestly, I cannot see any way he can afford it. Simple as that, really. I can't see it.
You know what? So this is the two situations, I think. With Parish, does he really need to own more shares if he has the golden share? Like, he doesn't need to. Harrison Blitzer is really up to them if they do want to own it, but then they are happy with how the club's being run and, their position right now. It seems like they've got other ventures as well. So, if Harrison Blitzer doesn't want it, I just don't see Parish, having the money to buy out Texas shares. Now, this is the big question, Patrick. If it's not them two, who would you want? I'm not asking you to name me Elon Musk or whoever as a businessman, but what type of owners would you want getting Texas shares? Because Texas, for example, has been a very vocal owner. Well, he was till recently. He's been a bit quiet about Palace. But for you, what type of owner would you want to buy out from Textor?
Well, I didn't get a chance to do the original show with you and a team. So I will say, I have no problem with Textor wanting to sell. I totally get it. He wants to do a multi-club model with Botafogo, Molenbeek, and Lyon, and Palace doesn't fit into that model. Obviously, Parish already vetoed, they voted it down, blah, blah, blah. So that makes no sense. I think Textor's done a great job at Palace. If he leaves, no problem. Who would I want to get? Honestly, someone like Steve Parish, a Palace fan, someone who has Palace's interest at heart, wants to put money into the club to get, build the stadium, help again with the academy, with the women's team, the men's team, fund transfers, etc. The problem is, I don't know who that person is. I have no idea. Do you know what I mean? I don't think there's anybody out there with the kind of money. Remember, just going back again, when Textor came in, in August, he paid 87.5 million pounds for Palace. 87.5 million. I cannot see anybody who's a Palace fan would want to come in with that kind of money. Obviously, there are people out there with that kind of money, but I wanted to be a Palace fan, and I don't know who that would be. Honestly, I have no idea.
Well, for me, like, I personally, I mean, I could spend that much, but I don't know if I would want to right now. I mean, I've got other business ventures, so I'm not too sure if I want to spend.
I get that.
But if you exclude me out of the conversation, I mean, there isn't that many that that's reached that wealth status. So that is facts. No, I'm joking. I don't know how many rich Palace fans there are. We don't have a Tom Hanks that Villa do. I don't know. I just it's weird. It's weird. But we have been growing. as as a fan base. But it's not going to be a Palace fan. I really don't think it's going to be a Palace fan that takes over. I think the biggest no for me is, it might sound a bit weird, but another Harris Blitzer type of situation in a way. The reason why I'm saying that is they can keep their position as it is, but I don't want to have investors for the sake of investing. I want us to try and push forward with the next owners. 40% is not a small amount of shares, and Harrison Blitzer clearly have Palace as like an investment model, which in future they'll probably sell on. And I just don't know if I want that another Harrison Blitzer at a football club. Even though they've invested money, there's always going to be a limit with how much they're willing to put forward, because at the end of the day, it is an investment.
So, D, you froze there, my friend. I don't know what happened.
Sorry.
Hope you'll be back soon. Yeah. So what I'll say is then, Harrison Blitzer have a lot of very rich friends who invested in with them into the Washington Commanders. One of them being your basketball fan. You know Magic Johnson, right? The basketball player who played for the Lakers. You never heard of him, right? He's a part invested in the command. Yeah, exactly. So my point, maybe one of those rich American, but again, it'll go back to the same people being negative about Textor, negative about Harris. They don't want an American coming in who's not a fan of the Palace coming in, but they have connections. Maybe they have a connection where someone who's invested in one of the other ventures, like the 76ers or the Commanders, might want to come in for another 18%. You know what I mean? But I don't know. It's difficult, man. It's hard. The good thing is we're in the best place we could possibly be with obviously Glasner, the way the season ended, with our players, etc. So it's going to be interest, but that's a lot of money. Maybe what's his name? Stormzy and Will Zaha can buy. They have Croydon, AFC Croydon. So
hey, we don't talk about it. I mean, he's champion. I guess they might have a bit of bonus for winning the league, but
exactly. Got promoted. Yeah. So
have you been, just quickly off topic? Have you been surprised by his lack of well, his team's got promoted, but Zaha's lack of minutes at Galatasaray?
Yeah, I was shocked. He definitely fell out. He definitely fell out with the manager, because you could tell even when he came on like almost. I watched Galatasaray only because of Wilf. By the way, I'm back at the Fenerbahce bandwagon when Wilf leaves. Hopefully, Fenerbahce wins next year. Shout out to my friend here, D. But he clearly fell out with the manager. He came on late. He never looked happy when he came on. Even when they won yesterday, I watched the celebration. He wasn't a part of that whole pile-up. I watched him. He hardly smiled when they won. He did smile today during the celebration today, but he wasn't happy. So clearly something happened. But I'm happy that he won his medal. He went to Turkey. He did well enough in the beginning of the season. Blah blah blah. But I mean, it's what it is. I don't begrudge Wolf anything that he's done as far as his career. Like I said, I think he did a good job to go to Turkey and win that medal. But clearly something was off towards the end of the season. So we'll see.
For me, I mean, today we can have a just general. Also, by the way, if you have any questions, send them. We'll answer them towards the end of the show. For me, I think this summer is going to be a very massive summer for him, because I've seen so many players around his age who make one move, they don't get the minutes, and then the reputation goes down, and then they can't leave that situation and slowly goes downhill. So for you, where do you see his future? Back at Palace? Could he?
I think Europe somewhere. I don't think back at Palace makes any sense. I mean, fairy tale, of course, that makes total sense, right? But honestly, no. I see him going to I'm going to say a top 10 side. We are a top 10 side, right? A different top 10 side. A different top 10 side.
He's got a mirror as well. He's got a mirror as well. Right. So top 10 side with a mirror already ready for him to welcome in. And it'll be an easy welcome back video. But I don't know if I want, it might sound crazy. I might get blated for this. I don't know if I want to go back to Zaha. I don't know if I do. I'll be honest.
Only if we lost Eze and Olise, because that would be the way to play.
Yeah, but right now,
besides that, don't make any sense.
Yeah, we kind of moved on. It's like a good time to move on. We've got the Eze Elite, and from there onwards, we're looking. Even if we sold them, it's like looking at the next youngsters. Yeah, I mean, the number as well is coming back to Palace as the number 9. Yeah, but for him, honestly, I just hope this summer he gets out of there and finds the next big move. But you know what's funny? I know it's a Palace show, but Jose Mourinho, don't be shocked if he's in Turkey soon. If he's in Turkey soon, don't be shocked.
What club?
Fenerbahce.
Really? You get rid of your manager who lost 1 game all season?
Mate, we're not Arsenal here. We're here to win trophies. You know, we're not here. It doesn't matter if you lose one. We still didn't win. We're here for business. You might see Mourinho in Turkey. That's what the talks are right now. There's going to be presidential elections at the Fenerbahce Football Club, and the old president who's coming once again. He's saying I spoke to Mourinho and I'm going to meet with him again next week, and apparently he's confident. So the Turkish league, it might spice up next season. You never know. But
big up Fenerbahce.
Let's see. Anyways, back to Palace.
Should do a Fenerbahce show one day. Me and you, Fenerbahce, Turkish.
Well, it's off season. I mean, we can talk. We can relax. You know, we're not panicking. We're not panicking yet, so we can relax. We can talk about everything. Honestly, these sorts of big money move and negotiations happen far outside of your sports journalists. We have basically zero hard info and won't get any either until a deal is done. But the only thing is, it's gone to specialist group for the sale. So. Yeah, I just want to hear names, really. I think we reached that point. I don't think it'll be Parish. If Harris and Blitz, according to Alan Nixon, are really content with where they are and they don't want to buy more shares, then it's going to have to be external. Just quickly, before we actually talk about just general Palace stuff, would you mind if it was a Middle Eastern ownership?
Wow, great question. No, I mean, I'm not. I have no preference. I'd rather not be Saudi because of their human rights issues, but like UAE, something like that, I have no problem with that. Saudi touches the nerve because of the whole thing with the human rights thing, but I'm not anti-Arab at all. So no, I'd have no problem Middle Eastern ownership at all. No, that wouldn't bother me one bit. No, so again, just depend what country it was, obviously. So
Yeah. But look, I don't think it'll be Saudi anyways. Because
yeah, they already have.
Yeah, they've got Newcastle, but and the what do we call it?
Who's left though? Right, because you got Man City, what? Emirates, right? And then you got who else?
No, Man City. So that's UAE. That's UAE, but that's not fully UAE. That's like Abu Dhabi. So
oh right, yeah.
They have states. They have states in United Arab Emirates. So they have states. So I guess Dubai is still there, but I don't know if Dubai has money like that. And also, well, Qatar has PSG.
But not English club though. Yeah.
Does Kuwait have a club?
I don't even know.
I don't know. Kuwait.
Well, imagine us being linked. Imagine us being linked with PSG as like a sister club. Jesus, imagine that.
It kind of makes sense. It kind of makes sense.
That'd be mad. Blue, they have blue and red, right? Red and blue. I mean,
exactly. It kind of makes sense. There's links there, but yeah, I mean, there are still a few, but you just have to be careful who it is. You just have to be careful who it is in terms of next ownership group, because I do think it's massive. I know right now we're caught up in a hype about, we're going to sign this player, we're going to keep this player, but if it's in the wrong hands, we could end up in same problematic situations. Like Parish needs to speak to them. Of course, Harrison Blitzer needs to speak to them. The golden share thing, they need to be happy with. So, yeah, I don't know if it'll be as straightforward. I don't know if tomorrow we'll wake up or in like 2 months we'll wake up and say, oh, that's it, ownership is sold. But then again, Textor probably wants it sold because he wants to invest in Everton so bad. I've never seen someone so desperate to invest in Everton in the situation they're in.
I think that's going to take. Listen, he wants to get into Everton, fine, but that's a mess there. That's going to take a long time to sell. That's 777.
Well, he spoke about he wants to win the league.
Yeah,
I'm not great at maths, but 2 and 2. You want to win the league, you want to invest in Everton right now in the situation they're in. I don't know. I'm not too sure.
Being fair, Everton does have a massive history, though.
They do, but they're shambles right now. And Everton, let's be real.
No, right now they are.
We can be fair. We can also be real. Everton's not in a position and won't be in a position. They won't be in a position to
not now, not next 3-4 years. But
exactly.
Yeah.
So the only difference is he's going to have more of a say, right? He's going to have more of a say. So that's what he wants. He wants control, and Everton's the opportunity right there. They're up for sale, and you can get control. So that makes7 Let's go through some questions, and we'll just talk about general stuff as well. And Michael saying Simon. I was about to say something else, right? Simon Jordan could perhaps bury the hatchet and put his hand in his pockets. I reckon he's still got a few quid. I mean,
he hasn't probably got more money than even Parish has. He didn't get more than 45 million, so I'm sure he can't.
Yeah, and I think if he did have that money, I don't think he'll be on TalkSport every day. But yeah, so
yeah, great point. Massively great point there. Yeah,
unless he wants that ego boost, I guess. Then there's that as well. So it's up to him. Yeah. Some people do. Some people just like the power.
That'd be mad though. Imagine Simon Jordan and Parish both being Palace owners at the same time.
First of all, what on earth is going on there? You might as well hire. We'll start filming it. We'll do all or nothing Palace.
Documented.
Put cameras in their room and then just watch them lash out. Like that would be just unreal.
That would be so great. Two of them together.
Exactly. But it's not going to happen. Spoiler alert. It won't happen because I don't think Simon Jordan's got the money, and second of all, I don't think that will get approved at all. Let's quickly talk about this as well before I was going to nearly forget. Chaddy, Riyad has passed in medical. You guys have an opinion on him? Yep. So there's that other bit of news. Today, we already mentioned it last week that he was meant to have his medical today. According to reports, he's had that medical. He has passed that medical. So we can have an official potential announcement maybe this week. But I don't think we're in a rush. I mean, the window is not technically open anyways.
Right.
Even though
we still
sign players and get confirmed for when the window does open. But I don't know exactly who's on holiday. I don't know if the media team's on holiday or not. But that medical is confirmed. Well, it should be complete, Patrick. We're nearly there. Just your thoughts, because we haven't really spoke to you about it because you hate speculation so much.
Right. He's really going to put a manager. I'll say that. He's very going to put a manager. That's what I'm going to say.
Are you excited about the prospect about the depth option? Do you think there might be any outgoings or
100%. I think he's I've done some research. Obviously, he's a left-sided, very defensive-minded centre half. Came through La Masia, Barcelona's academy. So he's going to be technically very, very good. He's 6 foot, like 6'1", 6'2", good in the air. Well, actually, I think they said aerially he's not great, but everything else defensively he's brilliant. I'm looking forward to having him. I mean, I think it's a depth. I think it's a good option. He can play left side or the right side. I'm interested to see what happens with Gahey. I still think Gahey stays. Funny enough, I don't know why I keep thinking that, but I think Gahey stays. But if he doesn't
You
stay,
reckon he does? Well, I think if there is a sale, I think he goes, and it's the contract situation. You don't want to run down to the final year of his contract.
I understand all that. I just think that I think a lot of players want to give it one more year, and I think he's one of them. Again, I could be wrong. We'll see what happens. But I mean, if he goes, he goes. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he's definitely staying. I just think a lot of the players that people are speculating will want to give it one more year on the glass and see where it goes, and then he can still go next year. But again, either way, Riyad is an excellent player to bring in. He's 20 years old. The age works, the background works, and again, you've got him, Richards, Anderson as a back three, or again as a backup behind Gahey. Either way, I think it's a brilliant move by the club to bring him in. But again, let's make it official, and I'll give you more details on that.
Yeah, when we make it official, don't worry, we'll have a live reaction here,
There you
and
go.
we'll talk about him in more detail. But let's see. According to reports, that medical has been completed today, and if you ask me when that is going to be announced, my response is God knows. God knows when that will be announced, because I genuinely don't know right now. Let's go to some of the questions. So if you have any questions and want to join in, you can put Q and a dot right before it, just like Shifty has here right now. So he says, do you reckon this will affect the situation with us losing potentially Olise? And that is about the ownership. I don't think so.
I don't either. I don't think the ownership situation bothers players one bit. Either they're going to go or they're not going to go. I don't think ownership matters. Managers matter, because that matters who you're going to play for. But ownership stuff, and again, because ownership takes a long time to settle down. So I don't think it matters one bit with Eze and Lisa, honestly.
Yeah, I think the manager is the most important thing right now. And if there was some crazy owner that came in and all of a sudden everything changed, then fair enough. But we're not changing the whole structure. We're going to be changing one owner, and so I don't think Gay is going to say, "Oh, that's it. I'm off. Textor selling up." That's it. I don't think realistically that's going to happen. But yeah, Callum saying, do you think the change in ownership will affect the new stand? No, I don't, because that's all the capital's been, confirmed, brought forward. The work should start in about a few months' time, so that's not a problem. I just wonder, in terms of the valuation, I wonder what that impacts Textor and how much he wants, because he's put money forward to that as well. So yeah, the new stand, it should still go ahead as normal. Tim saying, what would you want from a new owner? Do you want someone as aggressive as Textor, or another silent partner fine in your mind? If you're asking me what I want, and we're not talking about realism, I want someone who's money, just amazing, just money, just literally just go to Parish's office and just lay it all out every single day. That's what I would want. But I mean, realistically, I just don't want like a Bowley type. I don't know. I don't want to. Of course, they're all investors, but I want them to join Palace with the intention of maybe one day, because Harrison Blitzer, of course, is an investment for them. They might be willing to sell it one day. I want an owner who's got the money, who might be willing to buy out, Harrison Blitzer and maybe Parish one day and take over, take charge of it all. So I think money is an important element. Unfortunately, that's the reality of it. But of course, they need to care about Palace. They need to be excited about Palace. And I don't want them to use it as just an investment tool and put minimal amount of money in and try to get the most returns and try to be tight. And I just don't think that works in the Premier League nowadays. Maybe with the new PSR rules, maybe you don't need that much money, but it's still good to have owners that, that can back you with wealth when it's needed, which is unfortunately very important now.
Yeah, someone has money obviously is important, but I don't want someone to be a silent partner, not at all. I have no problem with Parish now. I was talking to D before the show started. I've always been a massive supporter of Parish, and then when he kept Hodgson, he really turned me against him. But I'm back on board because of the Glasner move. But no, I think that I want someone who's gonna fight Parish when needed, as far as like on decision. I don't think Parish is perfect. No owner is. I want someone who's gonna question what he says and what he does sometimes, and have a dialogue on things and get things done. Because for the benefit of Palace, I mean, like I said, Glasgow was not just a Parish move; it was a Glasgow and it was a Textor, Harris, Blitzer, and Parish move. They all decided on it. It wasn't one person. Same thing with certain players that we brought in. So I wouldn't want someone that's going to be aggressive as far as arguing. But again, anyone that has the best interest in Palace is the most important thing. So, but definitely not a silent one. That's not realistic.
And they also need to agree with the current structure right now with Parish and his shares, which I think will be the most difficult element in finding a new owner.
Yep.
Surprisingly, I know some people may say, "Oh, I'm getting tired of that. Just give it up, Parish." Some people may say, "I still want him to keep it." Of course, if you're in Steve Parish's situation, why on earth would you give that up? I wouldn't. I wouldn't give it up. But then again, I will also probably end up, complaining about it in about a few months' time. Talking about, that's why we lost this owner. That's why I didn't want to buy out, because of that golden share. So I think that's the biggest hurdle along the way. But there will be 100% lots of investors interested in Palace. It's just I don't want an equity firm, for example, buying into that. I just don't want that. That's the last thing that I want. But look, there's a lot of questions. Keep sending them through, guys. We've got Evan saying, how many Palace players do you think will make the 26-man England squad? Gahey, I think, makes it. Does Henderson make it, Patrick? I think Gahey
over Trafford, definitely 100%.
Yeah, Gahey, Henderson. I think two at least at push 3. I just don't think Wharton makes it, even though he should. I just, we're talking about Southgate. I don't really rate him as much.
I think 3. I think Henderson, Gahey, shoe-ins to make it. I think Eze makes it. I think he's better than Maddison right now. I think one doesn't make it because of what Kobe Mainoo did over the weekend. I think Mainoo would have had a chance not to make it, but Kobe Mainoo was brilliant in the FA Cup final, and I know already that Southgate loves him. I'm glad he's in the squad for the experience, but honestly, I don't really want him in the squad for the Euros to get tapped up by United or Chelsea players the whole time that he's in Germany. So I got no problem with him not making it, but I think Eze, Gahey, and Henderson all make it.
Yeah. Let's see. We're talking about Southgate here. He's dodgy when it comes to. It's not straightforward with him. To be fair, he's lost his obsession over one player, then he gets another one. Luke Shaw, for example. I don't understand how Mitch was not in that squad and Luke Shaw is. That's bad. That's bad. Yeah. You can make an argument for Wharton. I always still knew maybe play a bit more Premier League games and afterwards make the squad, but he's still invited Wharton. How are you? I just don't understand the reason for Luke Shaw, who's been unfit pretty much all season. So it is what it is. That's Southgate for you. And unfortunately, unfortunately, I don't have the Southgate worry because I have bigger worries with Turkey getting knocked out after 2 games.
What group are you in, by the way, Turkey? I don't remember. What group are you in? Who's in your group?
What group? We got Portugal, Georgia, Czech Republic.
Yeah. Come on, you're getting out of that group, bro. Come on, stop it.
This is Turkey. This is Turkey. You know what's funny? Turkey. You know the only time Turkey's qualified for the World Cup, Patrick?
I remember
Quick
that
trivia.
one.
You know the only time Turkey's qualified for World Cup?
2010?
I was 2 years old. No, it was not 2010. I was 2 years old.
I don't know how old you are. How old are you now? You're 20-something years old, right?
24. So, quick maths. When's the last time
2002? 2002.
Yeah, 2002. Yeah. And it's such a bipolar country. Qualified in 2002. First time in the history, finished 3rd in the World Cup, never qualified again.
Exactly. Yeah, I could say they did well. Yeah. I was say they did well when they got to the World Cup. Yeah, I came out of nowhere.
Yeah, exactly. and then never qualified again. We only lost narrowly to Ronaldinho, Roberto Carlos,
the Brazil team.
Ronaldo. Yeah, like that Brazilian squad. And we didn't qualify again.
Was that Korea Japan? Was that Korea Japan one?
I think so, yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Bloody hell. That's mad. You got to one World Cup, 3rd place.
In the last Euros, we literally finished as one of the worst teams in Euros. I think North Macedonia are better than us. So you never know. On paper, you are right. We should be doing better. But let's see. Luke saying Olise has to be off to United, right?
No.
Them playing European football next season, and it is being his childhood favorite club. I don't think he has to be off there. I don't agree. Why
they don't have a manager. They're gonna do no. I'm not having that. I mean, he could be off to someone, but what United? That mess at United, just to play in Europe. He went on, he can go to PSG. Nah, I don't believe that. That childhood team stuff is funny because Wolf was a childhood Arsenal fan. They play for Arsenal. You know what I mean? I mean that doesn't mean nothing.
Well, try to until we just kept them,
tried and actually doing
it. We were like, you're not going. We're not. You're not going.
You try to force it. I'd be shocked if you went to United. I don't care United fans. And plus, I heard they have no money to spend. So I don't know how they're gonna afford Michael Olise. So that would be the only person they buy would be him. And they got more than Michael Olise. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I think if Olise was to leave, I'm not worried about United or Chelsea. I think they might be willing to give it one more year. I really do think that. I don't think he's going to rush into a decision. But at the end of the day, how I see it is, Glasnow's a perfect example of this. Lopetegui, apparently, he was having wet dreams over West Ham. That's why he's been waiting for the West Ham job, apparently. That's what he said anyways. But he declined the Palace job. He left the Wolves job. That's a manager for me that doesn't have confidence. Confidence is very important in football. Glasnow, for example, he took the Palace job when he needed to because he knows of his ability. And Olise, he's not desperate for that move because he knows he will get that interest. Like, he knows he can get interest. He knows that he's that player. So Olise doesn't have to leave this summer. He's not a player that's just had one good season. He's a player that has a lot of hype around him, and his talent is evident, even at Reading before he joined Palace. So, I don't think he'll be rushing into a move. I won't be shocked at all if he ends up staying. As I said, Patrick disagrees with me. And there's a question which we'll answer. But I think Gahey, if someone was to leave, I think right now, if we're talking about the big players, I think I'm leaning on Gahey.
I don't disagree with you. I'm just saying that I think he might stay. No, I'm not disagreeing. I think he could. I mean, he's the most likely of it. But going back to Olise to United, so what happens to Anthony? They just sit him on the bench at 90 million because he can't sell him. You loan him out to a Brazilian side. I mean, what happens to Anthony? Anthony plays on the same side as Olise. He's not going to go to sit behind the kid. They also have Ahmad, who was really, really good to the running.
But they are very interested.
No, of course they are. I don't blame them. They should be. But there's no room for him. I know, of course, they enjoy. I don't.
I think I think they create room for him. I think Anthony just sits his ass on the bench. That's
okay. A lot of money and a lot of wages on the bench.
There is, but it's United, and they have to, if they want to reach the top again, they just have to hold certain L's, and they have to move on. But then again, remember, if this not a when we talk about release clauses, it's not a hostage situation as well. It's not like if they trigger the release clause, Olise has to leave Palace. Like, he doesn't have to leave Palace. That's just the clause activated. Of course, this Olise has a decision on his future as well.
He has to agree on it, exactly.
Yeah, he has to agree, exactly. I know people will say straightforward, oh, he has a release clause. Well, that's fine, but he has to agree on the move. It's not like they're going to come to his house at 3 a.m. and trigger and kidnap him and bring him to United. It doesn't work like that. So it depends on him as well. But let's see. I'm confident for now. But let us know in the chat if you think Olise or Eze, or who do you think will leave, if anyone? Patrick is kind of confident that we'll keep them all, but let's see. Right, saying, will you have Tim on to go over the financials again this season? Potentially, depends on the situation. Yeah, let's see if anything gets released. But for now, there isn't anything really finance related. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see about that. Of course, Tim's welcome anytime on the channel. What if? What? I mean, this is great. This is a great name. What if? And you ask a question after that. What if? Question. I don't think we'll lose anyone that we need. That's where Gahey. So I think he's trying to say, I don't think we'll lose anyone we need. Patrick, I'm struggling. I don't think we'll lose anyone that we need. That's why Gahey. Maybe he meant that's why Gahey. Yeah, he's saying I don't think we'll lose anyone that we need. Maybe that's why Gahey might be sold because we don't need Gahey. I think that's what he's trying to say.
I have to say, I'm a little upset at the lack of respect Mark Gahey has gotten since he got injured.
It is. You know why that is, though? You know why that is? That's from I'm saying it right now. Gahey is our best defender when he's fit. He's unreal. He's our best defender. If we have Gahey next season, we're only going to get better. He's unreal. But the thing is, when you see Nathaniel Klein put performances like he does, it kind of gives the fan base the confidence that even if Gahey was to leave, in defense, we should be fine. In general, I think Glasner could get the best out of the defenders. I think that is where he's coming from, Patrick, rather than Gahey himself, because Gahey's unreal. I love Gahey. I think he's better than Anderson.
I get it.
Yeah. Tim saying, how would you feel about Kamada signing? Lazarus putting pressure on him to sign extension, and we've apparently made an offer on wages. We spoke about this with with T, Patrick. You've definitely looked into the player. I know, even though you hate speculation, I know you've looked into him.
I haven't. I remember him at Eintracht Frankfurt for the because I watched him a lot during that Europa League run. I know who he is. He's a very good player, and I would trust anybody that Glasner played for him before he wants. I would take. So I got no problem with that. Here's the deal again with me as far as me and signings. Anybody that Glasner wants, I'm all for. I don't care who the player is. If Glasner thinks he's a good enough player to play in his system, I'm fine. Serious. In the past, that's never been my case.
Me, I get where you're coming from. For me, it's kind of whoever dog you wants, I'm fine with.
Okay. Right,
rather than Glasner, because
semantic.
I mean, we will look another player that scored in the Europa League final, a hat trick that we were interested in, Lookman. Question here: how did we lose interest in signing Lookman?
That ship sailed a long time ago.
What was that?
That ship sailed a long time ago. I he's a South London kid, but when he went to Italy, we were never going to get him to come back to South London. So it's.
I don't think we really need. Well, I mean, it'd be a great depth option, but you'd want to play. I don't know if he starts at Palace. He doesn't.
So hold on a second. You think he just scored a hat trick in the Conference League final? They're playing Champions League. He want to come to Palace now? You think? I doubt that.
No, I'm saying if he was to come to Palace, I don't think he will still start.
You know what the funny thing is? He's not the system that Glasner plays. He's more of a wide player, like in the old system.
Yeah,
he's not really a number 10. So I mean, but he's a quality player. Always liked him. Except when he was at Everton, obviously. Because Everton, I don't like Everton, but yeah, good player, very good player. So
yeah, Mitch saying Leeds are likely in terrible financial pain now. History repeats. Anyone we should pick up at the fire sale. We've been linked to a few Leeds players in the past. Somerville.
Nope, not for me. I watched the game yesterday. Nonto and Somerville were so bad.
It's one game though. It's one game.
But it's biggest game they had to play, and they did. I get it. It's one game, but the biggest game they had to play, they didn't show up. I'm not saying they're not good players, but no, I wouldn't take them. I mean, I wouldn't unless we sell Gehi. I'm sorry, Eze and Olise. I don't see Somerville and Nonto. I'm into like big game players. And yesterday I want the Leeds to go up because I have a soft spot for them a little bit, but some of the in the history that United, but I versus a boring Southampton kind of again. Can we talk about that a little bit? Southampton are rubbish, man. They're coming up again. I can't stand that club, man. They're rubbish. They are so bad.
You're saying this now. You're gonna get clipped up when we lose 3-0 to Southampton.
I didn't say we were gonna beat them. I said they're boring. That's not what I said. I said they're boring the club. I didn't say they weren't.
Why are they boring?
They just are. I just find them to be boring.
I don't mind Southampton.
I don't know.
An away trip, so that's fine. I want.
Who do you want from Leeds then? Going back to the question, it's a good question, Mitch. Though, by the way, I'm just not interested in their players. Who do you want?
Maybe Somerville.
60 million probably for him. He won't be cheap. So
can they demand for that type of money?
I think he had a 2-year. Yeah, he's got a contract.
Yeah, but I think the rules change in the championship. Surely, I mean, what's the most expensive championship signing?
Good point.
You goes in championship for £70 million.
Valid point. Had to get promoted. You're right. So 45 million, maybe 40 million.
Yeah, but then again, I don't want anyone from Leeds.
I don't either, personally.
Yeah, I don't want anyone from Leeds. I know their financial struggles, and I still don't. If I get players that'll help, but I guess Somerville and a few others might help for depth's sake. But I think there'll be other clubs interested as well. And we've seen them in the Premier League as well. I don't think anyone is like, oh my days, we have to have him. Like they've had some good moments, they've had some weird moments, and maybe some players can work out good for us. But there's no.
I take it back. No, one player, Archie Gray. I'll take him.
Oh yeah. But we're not.
He's definitely worth 80 million. He's worth.
We're not getting him. We're not getting. You know what? When you said that, when you said that, I thought he was going to troll me and say like Bamford. I don't know why I thought that, but
get him back. No.
I don't know why. That's when he said, "Oh wait," I was like, "He's gonna say Bamford, isn't he?"
Archie Gray's quality.
Yeah, he's unreal. Actually,
I take it back. I would take Archie Gray from Leeds.
Realistically, he's not going to come to Palace, though.
He's going Bayern. I heard Bayern Munich. I mean,
yeah. Well, Bayern Munich again rejected left, right, center. The fact that company's gone there, I mean, it's embarrassing. Like, I'm not now. You think Company's a good manager, and we're not going to
I
get
like
into
that for him. I like that.
But I just think it's kind of embarrassing for Bayern Munich. Not that they got Company, but just everything. They got rejected by every Dick, Tom, and Harry.
Bro, they could have taken Glasner. I'm glad they took Company. They could have taken another manager.
But they got rejected by lots of managers. I mean, what's happened to Bayern Munich? They're getting rejected left, right, center. So and then they got Company that. Well, I don't know. Football changed. Back in the day, you didn't. From what I can remember, you don't have a manager. You just got relegated, get a Bayern Munich job. But yeah,
fairs.
I guess it's changing. If Olise were to leave, do you think France is good enough to fill his place in the first team? I don't know if France is ready to fit in as a starting 11 player yet. I don't want to rush him back. But in the future, he may well be, but not right now. We would have to find a replacement. That's how I see it anyways, Patrick. Do you think France still needs, a few more years in the Premier League to, solidify his position? Or
I think he needs time, but I think he's definitely going to do well on the Glasner system. Because I didn't think he was a wide player when he came. He's more of a number 10, and now we play with dual 10s. He's perfect for that position. So I think he'll do well on the Glasner. So I'm looking forward to seeing him play, but I'm not going to say he can replace Olise. Olise is, quality player. So, but I'm looking forward to seeing him play next season for sure.
Next season, I'm looking forward to a cup run. I just hope we get a cup run. That Carabao Cup to me is looking like the Champions League right now under Glasner. Like, just go for it.
Agree.
Go for it. Just be serious. Just be serious for the cups. And hopefully we do. Hopefully we do be serious and kick on next year. Because right now we're relaxing. We're on the beach. Well, I'm literally by the beach. I'm not on the beach, but you know what I mean. And in a few months' time, that's going to get serious because I really want us to push on. This is great. This is a great moment right now for this club to push on, and let's hope this ownership thing gets solved as well sooner rather than later. And Textor can go to Everton and win the Premier League there as well. So hopefully, hopefully everyone wins out in this scenario. But let's see if there's any other question before we wrap up. Who's Matteo? Good for Uma to get experience at Blackburn. Yeah, there's a few youngsters. We didn't do a show yesterday because they were all youngsters. But yeah, a lot of youngsters that are rumored to be going out on loan, which is good to see from the club to try to prove themselves at a high level, maybe to get sold or be backup options.
I have a good loan for next season.
About Uma. Go on.
If and when Leeds sell Somerville and Nonto, I would have Jez go to Leeds next season. That'd be perfect for him.
Yeah.
So
it depends because I'm still there, but I would have liked Jez to be a backup option and get a few more.
I do too. I'm just saying if we're gonna loan him out, I think that'd be a perfect team because they're gonna get promoted.
Have you been rumored to be loaned out? I can't remember. There's a lot of players. He hasn't. Yeah. So I don't think he will be. And also, he's not the youngest player. He's also not the oldest, but now that he's had a few
same age as Olise, isn't he? I think it's the same age.
Yeah. So 20. I mean, it's worth giving him a go in the first team now. Of course, he's not going to be starting.
I'm with you. I'm just saying if they loan him out because of whatever reason.
I'm actually, that's one to look forward to next season. No one talks about Jez right now. That's a player to look forward to. I mean, it's France and Olise, of course, but Jez, I've liked him whenever he's actually played for us, but he's of course picked up that nasty injury and he didn't really get opportunities as much under the previous manager. So let's see what Glasner does with him. Then again, under Glasner, he didn't really get opportunities toward the end of the season as well. But then he was out injured, so
he was out a lot. Yeah,
not that he can get that many opportunities as it is. Maybe Walton and Maynard might both get in the squad.
I'll take that.
Yeah, but I don't really see that happening. Interested why Jez didn't get minutes under Glasner. I think we just didn't want to rush him back with all the injuries that we've had all season. Just didn't need to have him.
It was also timing. He was in the 21 squad that won that cup. So a lot of time when he might have gotten some minutes, he played 90 minutes in that game, and he played a lot in the there was another game they played before. I think the Premier League PL2 game. He actually played a lot of under 21 games, so I'm not really that surprised they didn't play. And like you said, he was injured, so maybe they didn't want to rush him back and risk another injury to him. So, but we'll see.
Yeah. Francois, Jez, we've got Imre on my watch list for the summer in pre-season. There's a few players I want to see what happens with them. Mohameda, That I think Hamada. I think Glasner has a good feeling about Hamada. That's why he's giving him opportunity.
I agree.
And he'll get more opportunities next season anyway. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Right, saying make sure you lot drop my fellow Olise at the Emirates. Anyways,
that's funny.
Moving on swiftly from that, because you got your star boy. But spoiler alert, next season, let's see who gets better numbers. Because I think Olise is up there, man. I'm not going to deny it. He's up there. But of course, he has to prove himself over a longer run. Saka's been doing it for years, but Olise is one of the best in the league, 100%. And his production levels are unreal when he does play. Exactly. Literally this and sit behind Saka, not a chance. Look, we're going to wrap up there. Went a bit longer than expected to talk about one bit of news, but then the questions were coming in and we tried to answer as much as possible. But if you have enjoyed this, before you do leave and click the X button, if you can hit the like button, if you haven't already done so, let's try hit 200 likes, people, and subscribe to not miss out on future Palace content. Of course, anything that happens Palace related, we will be here covering it. Hopefully a play announcement this week as well. But that's it from me and Patrick. And until next time, up the Palace.